Good evening, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I may have overcomplicated my setup a little bit. So you might not be able to hear me or see me. So I'm just going to start and hope that people are here. So, welcome everyone. If you're joining for the first time, then my name is Chris, and I am converting an ex-uHaul into a work-living space. That's my weirdness that everyone seems to have on YouTube. Let me know in the chat where you're from. Let me close a lot of these windows that are open so that I can not be distracted by my overcomplicated setup, and let me know if you can see the stuff that's coming up on screen now, like this and this. No, I don't think it's gonna work. Never mind. Okay, I may forget the extra features that I'm trying to add on here. Oh, there you go. Maybe it is coming up. Okay, so yeah, drop in the chat where you're all from. Nice to see some regular faces here. Henrik, I believe, can't make it. Saying we'll have to start all over then. Are you ready for that? Yeah. So on today's stream, my little plan was, because this is me learning. I'm in learning mode. Rather than pretending that I'm some sort of expert, I wanted to learn from some of you guys as to how to take the next steps in my truck. So that's why I wanted to talk about a little bit today, or listen, I guess. So I wanted to ask you guys some questions. So, hey to everyone. Hey Diana S from KCMO. That is Kansas City, Missouri? Is that a thing? Isn't there's a Kansas City somewhere? Hey to Dino. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing regular live streams on Saturdays. I just thought, why not? I thought it'd be fun. Get to hang out, get to chat, get to play hooky from work. I always need an excuse to play hooky from work. Hey, Adventures with Super Dave. Hell yeah, let's go. Hell yeah, let's go. It's me again, the 20 Meth Labs guy. For anyone that doesn't know, Super Dave is building out a box truck and has the precise amount of electricity capacity to power 20 Meth Labs. That is scientific fact. That's the way he designed it. That's what he's wanting to do with his truck. We all tried to tell him not to and said that he was going to get caught, but he's decided he wants to be Heisenberg. So we're just going to leave him to it. So hi to Super Dave. Hey Polymath, welcome in. Welcome in. I've turned off subscriber mode for the chat, so maybe a little bit chaotic. We'll keep an eye on that one. Let me know how it goes, and we'll see if we can figure out how to boot people. Super Dave says, what are your plans for finishing the interior of your box truck? There's a lot of wood at the moment. Yeah, that is something that I would like to talk about today. That's something that I would like to ask some questions about. For those of you who are kind of new to me and my experience, I've never been a handy guy. I, maybe painted a couple of walls and put up some curtain rods or whatever it is. Other than that, zero. So, learning about electrics, learning about plumbing, learning about how to stick a thing on another thing, that's black magic to me. So the fact that this truck has not collapsed is a minor miracle. So I am trying to figure out now, because it's a bit janky, I'm trying to figure out now what is the next steps on getting the interior finished out so it doesn't look like it's just someone who's stuck a bunch of plywood together and crossed his fingers. So we're going to talk about that today. E-bike van life, box truck gang, yes, box gang for life, for life. That's the new our new gang call sign. Anthony G, hello from South California from my 03 Workhorse P32 step van RV. Interesting. So that is a step van like a USPS kind of step van, delivery step van, milk float step van. You have to let us know what that is. Glenn, hey Glenn, grew up in Northwest Houston, but now living in San Antonio. I have been to San Antonio a few times, and I remember it being a bit nicer than Houston, to be honest. How about you though? What part of England? I originally am from North England, but I lived in London for most of my life, so I don't have like a northern accent. People from England, people from South England are like, you're not from the South. People from North England are like, well, you're not from the North. So I just have this weird non-identity. I'm not accepted by any sort of part of England. And then obviously I live in Houston, and my English accent will slowly over time start to turn into that weird Kelly Osbourne American English kind of hybrid. R.I.P. Aussie, by the way. So yeah, yeah, a few San Antonians here tonight. I am for I am. How do you all join late? Hey, welcome in. Happy Saturday night. E-bike van life, ran my business in Houston before doing van life full time. Awesome. What did you do? Oops. What did you do? Well, look at this. We've got half of San Antonio in the chat tonight. That's cool. James F. I thought ml was milliliters, but last weekend I learned the truth. I feel like I'm missing something with that. Am I missing something with that? I am for I am. Did I miss a lot? You've missed nothing so far. We're 8 minutes in. Top Shop Build. Hey, Top Shop Build and Fabricate. I'm in North Louisiana. Hope you're doing okay. Welcome in. What's the weather like for everyone tonight? Here it's a little bit muggy, as per Houston. Hector, hey Hector. Howdy from South Texas. Carl, put a hot tub in the floor with a removable plate. This is what I want to see. Carl, you got it. Just Venmo me the money for the hot tub, and I promise I will consider it. Anthony, okay, Anthony has a step van, the UPS delivery truck. FedEx, okay. Christopher Walters, hey there from Wisconsin. Hey. Dino, okay, perfect. Dino might. My name is pronounced Dino. Thank you. That helps a lot, actually. ML now equals meth labs. Yes, we measure everything in meth labs for some reason on this channel. Super Dave is from Brunswick, Georgia. GA is Georgia. I'm saying that with 99% confidence. Because I know America very well. Hello folks from Australia. Hey Caddy, welcome in. E-bike had a motorcycle repair customization shop. Interesting. E-bike parts. I'm interested in getting an e-bike at some point, or an e-scooter. That is something I'm considering in the future. So hey Dino, hey James, welcome in everyone. Nice to see some regular faces. It's awesome to see some regular faces. So tonight's sponsor is Crystal Geyser water from Kroger. I think it's probably Kroger's own brand. So they're unofficially sponsoring this because they provided me with water tonight. No Bluetti sponsorship. I may do a stream that just goes on, which is like streaming until Bluetti sponsors me, and see how long I last. So tonight, my first point of call is, so I've done a lot in this box truck, but there's still a lot to do. And as I'm thinking forward, I wanted to ask the smarter people in the chat for some advice. This is me getting free advice from you guys, so I appreciate it. So there's 3 main things I'm thinking of. First of all, the walls are just disgusting plywood. They're disgusting because it's got fingerprints all over from when I've been in and out building it out. So the first thing that I wanted to think of is, what do I do with the walls? I don't think I can wallpaper them because it's humid, it's Texas, and also I think that the movement will like rip it and it'll be weird. So do I just paint it? Do I just fill in all the gaps and just paint it like a plain color, like a matte color? That's my first question. What the hell do I do with the walls so they don't look just like plywood? I'm gonna trim and stuff. It's just for the main bulk. That's my first question to the smart people. My second question to the smart people who have dealt with box trucks is, I have 2 holes from my old air conditioning unit, and it's literally like boreholes through. They're currently filled with just the putty stuff that you put to fill in air gaps around AC. I want to fill in those holes, but I don't want to do it in a way that's terrible. So I was looking at fiberglass kind of patchwork stuff. I was going to do something like that, but I wanted to know the smart people. So that's my second question. How do I patch holes in my box truck? I was serious when I was saying that you guys are going to help me build. And then the third thing is, I want to tile my kitchen, but I think putting in normal tile will be terrible. So I think I'm going to use peel and stick tile. But again, to the smart people out there, will peel and stick tile stick on and not fall off? Because I feel like real tile will. So they're the 3 main things that I kind of want to know, that I've been like thinking forward. And I wanted to hear from you guys in the chat, because you guys are way smarter than me. So that's my questions. So I'm going to jump into the chat and get some advice from you. Plastic Star, hello from Florida. Hello, I am going to be going to Florida. Not driving there, but I'm going to be going to Florida at some point soonish, on a little trip. Top Shop Build and Fabricate, muggy as heck here. 100 with 150% humidity. So you're basically inhaling water by the sounds of it. That sounds very much like my situation. Hey, oh, Dino, that's super kind. Super chat here from Dino. Keep the constant live streams going. That's much appreciated. For anyone who do not feel any obligation to do any super chats, but just to let everyone know, all the super chats or anything like that, any money basically that I make on this channel, it's 100% of it is going back into the build to do more cool projects, more weird stuff, and more interesting stuff. So that all the money literally just goes back into this build to make it a little bit more interesting. So very grateful. Thank you, Dino. That's very kind. Christopher, it's only 78 degrees. Okay, yeah. The weather is, you guys who live in the States, like, you've got to understand that the weather here, for an Englishman, is nuts. It's nuts. And on my video where, like, when there's storms and stuff like that, I get so many comments of just like, geez, like storms are cool. Like, what's your big problem? For me, especially when we had a direct show in Houston, like the derecho literally killed like 8 people in Houston, and I could see it from my window destroying properties. So that's why I freaked out in the storms. But you've got to understand, in the States, like the weather here is wild at best. Adventure with Super Dave with a super chat. Thank you so much. Keep it going for a Saturday. Thank you so much. That's beyond generous, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you. James, okay. James F. ex-uHaul, consider that you're more in a rolling boat than a static house. Look at how boats do it. That will help limit your options. That's a very good point. I like that. I like that a lot. You can use e-bike van life. You can use laminate or formica, but it's about $100 per sheet. You could also fill the screw holes, sand, and use an airless spray gun and nice interior paint. Yeah, $100 a sheet? Oh, I don't know about that. A giant map on the wall would be cool. Yes. Yes, it would look nice, but I don't know whether it's like like I'm looking for like some sort of material I can put on every wall. I don't want to have just one map going around, but a map for when I do travel would be cool. I like that. Plastic style, patch the holes with fiberglass. That's what I was thinking. I was looking at those fiberglass little patches that you get in like Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, and I just thought that like I could fill it with insulation and patch it, but I didn't know whether that was a thing. So I do have to patch it because having a grey spot on my wall is ugly as hell. Let me see if you can see it. Hold on. Yeah, can you see that? Look at that. There's a bigger one further across. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Check out micro cement for your backsplash and or countertop. Ew, is that the like sandy kind of the sandy rough kind of stuff that you get? I think I've seen it in other van builds. Yeah, if that's what you're talking about, yeah, I like that. James says, consider that you're in a rolling boat. Okay, so yeah, literally everyone has been like, just imagine you're in a boat. That's good advice. I actually appreciate that. For the box, humidity is your biggest foe. Yeah, that especially in Houston, that's the problem. You know, it's humid, and I don't want to do anything that is gonna like retain moisture. You know, because I'm always trying to get rid of moisture through the air conditioning anyway. So yeah, that's why I was like, if I get wallpaper or something like that, which obviously is housey, then it's just going to bubble up and look crappy and probably just get moldy, I guess, and peel. So I figured that's not the way to do it. But paint would be a better thing. Hey to everyone watching, 24 people watching. That's awesome. For anyone who is new, my name's Chris. I am converting a ex-uHaul box truck into a work living space. This is my little desk that you can see. I will rotate the camera a little bit to show you how it's kind of looking at the moment. Okay, it's not doing a great job with focusing, but yeah, that's my little workspace. My inverter's in here. I keep the door open because I still haven't got a 12-volt fan to cool it down yet. But that's my little workspace that I sit in during the day. This is my little sofa space. That it's fine. It's fine. Carl, focus on the hot tub. Everything else will take care of itself. That is true. I am getting off topic now, talking about stuff. How long have you been in the US? I've been in the US for, I think it's 6 years now. I think it's 6 years. I was in Austin before this, which is drier, a lot drier, which was nice, and I like Austin. I've visited a little bit in the US, but Austin and Houston have mainly been the places that I've lived. Carefree Highway, I'm thinking marine vinyl. By the way, can everyone hear me? I changed my little sound setup In theory, it should be way clearer than normal. But let me know if you can hear me and see me. Oh yeah, I'm thinking marine vinyl for my van walls. So when you say marine vinyl, what that means? Tell me what marine vinyl is. Is that like floor vinyl? Is that like a type of paint? I don't know what that is. That's how prepared I was for this experience. E-bike van life. Did you install your window? Who says I've got a window? That could be anything behind that black window blind. It could be literally anything. So you're making a huge leap of logic to be like, there's a window here. I don't know. Keep watching the videos, and I will let you know. We're short 8 thumbs up. What's up with that? Everyone, if you want to do me a huge favor, hit the thumbs up button so I get into more people's algorithm and they can come in and spoil our party. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Okay, audio is good. That's good. Thank you. Upholstery vinyl. Now I'm getting even more confused. So, wall coverings. People are saying upholstery vinyl. I'm getting pretty lost with this. So, for some van lifers, I've seen them do that like fabric and stuff. Don't want that. I feel like that's just gonna retain smells. Don't want that. I like the wood slatty stuff, but it's kind of a bit like, it's kind of done. So I probably won't do that. Painting just seems like kind of boring. I feel like there needs to be some sort of material. Plus I need to like fix these screw holes and stuff as well. But yeah, I feel like there's a really obvious solution that I'm missing. Super Dave says, yeah, but it's a window. You're just assuming right now. It's just an assumption. Maybe it's an assumption based on what I've said in the last live stream. I can't remember. Have you got some of the slat... Oh, Christopher Walters. If you got some of the slat walls, you can attach small shelves, baskets, and more, and then easily move them. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I think it will like deaden the sound a little bit because of the slats will sort of diffuse it. So that's a consideration. I just don't want it to be... My gut is saying to paint it white, but that is going to be probably just as boring as having plywood walls. I don't want to do that. How about what Van Life Meow has on his ceiling? I can't remember what he has on his ceiling. It's been a while since I've seen that build video where he did that. Remind me what he has on his ceiling. Vinyl is a type of wallpaper more humidity resistant. Oh, okay. That makes sense. This is why you guys are the smart ones and I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Okay, so marine vinyl for the walls is the suggestion. Okay. Can you get that in different designs, or do you just like paint it? Like, is it like an underlay kind of paper that you can paint over, or is it you just get it in different things? Okay. Thank you for that. That makes sense. There's also inexpensive wall panels, sometimes made out of foam. They give it a 3D pattern. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it needs to be... I don't want some wacky pattern, but I want something just a little bit more... anything but plywood at the very least. Okay, good suggestions. I like that. I'm gonna do some research on vinyl. Yeah, on vinyl. That seems to be the general gist. So thank you, thank you everyone for doing my work for me. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So okay, so vinyl for the walls, fiberglass for the patches to patch up that. That's good. That was what my gut said. So I'm glad about that. That's good. And then for the kitchen, I was thinking peel and stick tile. Just the thin whatever herringbone or some nice little pattern. Just a little bit, just to break it up so it doesn't look like, so it's not just another white wall. So that's my thinking for the kitchen stuff. Okay, that's useful. I like that and I appreciate that. Now I can start planning, because I've been back building today. I added the last bit of my ceiling that has just been exposed insulation. I added that. Maybe I can move my camera. Let me see if I can move my camera. It actually has like a little motor on it. I just don't know whether it's gonna... Okay, it's gonna way slow, hold on. Okay, so that's what it looked like before, if you can see. That was the exposed bit of insulation. Oh, let's go the other way. So what I did today is... I started finishing off this bit here. This was all pink insulation, and it just looked so bad. So I started doing that, finishing it off. Look at this little professional camera move. Unfortunately, in the most simple box way, look at this bit. Oh, camera won't turn. Hold on, let me just turn it around manually. This bit didn't stick. It didn't stick. So that one still needs to be fixed. So that's in the works. In the works as of right now. Let's get the camera back this way. So yeah, still figuring it out, guys. Still figuring it out, but I'm back building again. I had a little bit of time off and I didn't actually film. I haven't filmed anything properly in a little while, just because I've been so busy with work, but now I'm back building. Finishing off the ceiling, and I'll be finishing off my kitchen. And then the next question for you guys is shower. The shower is probably going to be the last thing that I do, or the last thing to be done, because it's going to involve new water tanks and all that jazz. A lot of you guys know how professional I am with what I do. Do you think it's a terrible idea? Don't think about funny videos. Think about me as a human being that hopefully you have some respect for, living in this and potentially screwing things up. Should I make my shower myself, or, because it's the last thing, should I just get someone else to do it? Should I just pay someone to do it to make sure that it is not screwed up? That is the question. That's the question that I want to put to you guys. Because there's a big part of me that's like, I want to do it because I want the challenge and I want to achieve something. But there's also a big part of me that's like, I really could, like, it's putting tanks underneath, and maybe I can part do it, part get someone to help. But I feel like if I'm going to screw something up, I'm going to screw up a hole in my floor. I'm going to be dropping, 100-gallon tanks, water tanks on the freeway. Feels like it could potentially be a bad idea. So let me know whether you think that I should attempt it myself or whether I should get someone else to help with it. Let me just get the chat back up. 1 second. My chat disappeared. Give me 1 moment. Oops, not that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do this. Okay. So yeah, That's the question. What do I do? How do I do it? Okay, let me get back to the chat. Acoustic wall panels. You could use it for a section, then paint the rest and give it some contrast. You know what? E-bike van life. I had so bit of simple box lore. I'm a musician. Obviously not professionally, but I guess I have been paid for it occasionally. So it's a hobby that I have loved and that I have not managed to indulge in a long time. But I actually had 8 homemade wall panels, acoustic wall panels that I'd made myself, that I actually dismantled and have used that soundproofing insulation because it was really, really good. I used it in my flooring. So this has acoustic insulation in my floor, which is completely pointless, but it is very good insulation. So I'm familiar with acoustic wall panels, and you know what? Actually, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, especially considering the amount of video work that I do. I like that thinking. I can make a bunch of little mini ones. I like that thinking. I like that thinking. Okay, we're talking about Van Life Meow's ceiling, I think. It's not slats, it's... Okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so... got distracted. Collapsible shower. So my shower... Okay, to be clear about the shower, my original plan was that the shower is going to go in that corner. I don't want to turn the camera around again. It's going to go in that corner. There's a cabinet up above. The original plan was that you're going to open the cabinet up and it was going to remove the bottom and reveal the shower. So it looks like a cabinet, but you open it up, it's actually the shower head under there, and it just basically pulls out to a shower. And then there's going to be like maybe a curtain that you could pull around. That bit I'm fine doing. I don't mind doing that with the shower head and stuff. It's the actual pan itself. I've had a 24 by 24 shower pan in my Amazon cart for a long time, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it because I'm just like, oh, I don't know. And to be honest, that little space, I think every van probably has a shame pile. That little bit of space has been my shame pile since day one. It's just been this open space, but it needs to be, I need to do something with it. So, okay, e-bike van life. I had a 24 by 24 shower pan and 42-gallon fresh water in my last U-Haul, and it was great. Yeah, so that I'm thinking of doing something very similar with that. Yeah, exactly. So I'm fine for showers right now because I'm back on the grid. But I'm not always going to be back on the grid, and I really want to shower. It's I think it's a bit crazy to have a U-Haul and not use that bit of space for shower space. If you do it yourself, then you'll know how to fix it when it breaks. That is true. That is true, Chris. That is true. That's why even though my sink little plumbing thing is very, very simple, but I do feel confident in how it works and if it leaks because I did make it myself. So that is a good point. Maybe I'm being lazy. It's also probably really expensive to get somebody else to do it, so that also is a bit of a factor. James F. Techno Barbarian's channel has some shower build videos. Yeah, I haven't checked out his channel in a while. I don't know whether he's posted recently. But yeah, I should go back and re-familiarize myself. I think it was his channel that made me realize that it was even possible. James, if you were sure they had experience, I think... If you were sure they had experience, I think it would be hard to find. Oh, to get somebody else to do it. So the guy he helped me put on the corner cap on the truck. He does body work on trucks, just trucks. He doesn't do any mechanical. I trust him to help. He's a really nice guy, and he's got like a million ideas. I mean, he really wants my truck, to be honest. He's always like, oh, do this, do this, do this. So I trust him. I don't think he will have. I'm almost certain he's never put a shower in a truck before. But if it's a choice between me bumbling through it or him bumbling through it with a bit more experience at a fairly cheap price, I do still feel like I'd lean towards him doing it. You did DIY electrical, but are you bulking at plumbing? I get what you're saying, but you've already tackled something harder and more dangerous. That is true. I think it's, to be honest, it's less about the shower pan. It's more about the tanks underneath the truck that is worrying me. Yeah, it's mainly the tanks, because then it's like, I hate putting holes in the truck, so I've got to put water out, and then I've got to get, I'm gonna have to get a separate freshwater tank for water in, because I can't do it from a 7-gallon. My shower would be over in about 30 seconds. So it's more about the tanks under the truck than anything else. So that's what I think I'm worried about. Tanks are easy to mount with all the thread and unistrut. See, I've heard unistrut, but I don't know what it is. So that's the worry that I have. Myron Priest just subscribed to your channel, Chris. Don't know anything about you, but you have a box truck, and I follow Nomad Brad. He's building a box truck right now. You should do a collab with him. Yes, I follow I follow Nomad Brad as well, and he's awesome. I would love to collab with him on something. Hey, Cat Hamster, how's what time is it? You're in Australia, right? Okay, everyone's telling me I should do the shower myself. This is not supportive. You're bad friends. Okay, I will definitely consider that. Okay, literally everyone's just saying, just do it yourself. What about dust with acoustic wall panels? I don't know. I don't know whether oh, you're talking about the fibers coming out? Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, that is a good point. I think with the movement of the truck, the fibers may come through. Yes, good point. James F, I'm working the bugs out of mounting the shower pan install atop a 5-inch high 20 by 20 inch water tank. Shower drains direct into the tank. Tank is up to pump to water heater. See, okay, so I've seen this recirculating shower thing. Yes, definitely let me know how it goes. So for those who don't know, my limited knowledge on this recirculating shower is that you basically, the water is recirculated through filters. It filters out the gunk and dirt and soap and stuff like that through like 3 or 5 stage filter, and then it pumps the water back to you, so you're not always losing water. But someone recently did it in a really awesome way, because so these filters eventually get gunked up because of the soap and stuff, but this couple did it recently, and I've got it bookmarked and I'll find it. But this couple basically did a recirculating shower, but they had a switch where for the first minute, when you turn the shower on, and you're washing your hair and you're putting the soap and stuff like that, you have it on the normal shower. So that goes into the grey tank. So you do all your washing and get all the dirt and grime off you for the first minute or so, and then you switch it onto, once you're basically onto rinse mode, then you switch it on to the recirculation, and pretty much all the soap is gone, and all the worst amount of dirt and grease has already gone into the grey tank. So you're only losing a little bit, but you can still have a normal shower where you take your time and just sort of rinse off. It seems like logically that stops the filters from getting gunked up by all the soap and stuff. Or gunked up less, I guess. And I thought that was a really smart idea. It also looked like an absolute ball ache to do, but I like the idea of a recirculating shower. It's very interesting. So yeah, interesting. Let me catch up with the chat. Okay. Plastic surface mount low. Okay. Caddy says, Vanlife Meow is now unemployed. Can always ask him to subcontract for a shower build. And he still has all of his tools at the moment. That would be a good idea. A, he would have to agree to do it. And B, we would have to figure out a way for either me to go to Nebraska, for him to come to Texas, or for both of us to meet up somewhere in the middle. I'm not 100% sure on the distance, but I know that Nebraska and Texas are not close. So that would have to be a thing. But maybe he could help plan it at least. Maybe that's something. Christopher Walters, what will be bumping up next to the shower? I don't know what that means. Don't know what that question is. James M, if I had the money and he was willing, Vanlife Meow would be my builder. You know it would be done right. Do you know what? I 100% agree. I think I would trust Vanlife Meow more than any other YouTube or even like local builder or anything like that. The one thing that has got, so for those who don't know, Vanlife Meow has also built out an ex-uHaul around the same time. And his recent videos, he's literally like rebuilt his transmission or cleaned his transmission. I don't even know. He's like redoing the bodywork on his van and everything. Like he is doing it all the way, and it's awesome. I really respect what he's doing. And if Dave said anything, if he looked at my van and said anything, if he was like, you should spend $3,000 on this one little tiny thing, I would do it in an instant, because I know that if he's saying it, it needs to be done. So I would trust him more than anything. E-Bike Van Life, the Rec Pro 42 gallon fits under the siding, so you can't see it from the side of the truck. Ooh, interesting. That is interesting. Chris Cates, Unistrut is what Nomad Brad just mounted his mini split and panels with. Okay, I think I understand Unisport. It's like, it's similar to 8020, right? But not. But it is, but it's not. It's like metal. Kahamsa, it is 11:37 in Australia right now. Damn. Mark, saw a YouTube. Ooh, let's get that back up. Saw a YouTube video. I forget who. They use a fold-up thing for washing dogs. They come round, square and rectangular. Cheap shower curtain tube on the ceiling. Oh, I think I've seen something similar. It's like a pop-up kind of thing. That'd be interesting. I mean, I have a permanent space for it. If I don't do a shower, I have to do it as a shower. If I don't, it's just going to be a pile. It's just going to be a place where I'm going to dump shoes and my laundry basket, which is what it's there for now. DIY shower would be at least 3 more videos for your collection. Yeah, I could it would either be a 4-hour long video that no one would watch, or it would be like 5 videos that it would be split into. Yeah. You want supportive friends, just go live when you're doing it. Yeah, that's maybe that's what I can do. Maybe this is a good way of just getting free labor, is just like go live and get everyone else who's way smarter and way more talented than me to tell me what to do, and we can all sit there for like 3 days straight. We'll get some snacks, maybe put some music on in the background or a film in the corner of the screen, and you guys can just tell me what the hell I need to do so I don't screw it up. Done. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's all of you at 9 a.m. Central. Unistrut in electrical section, good for mounting all sorts of stuff. Okay, good to know. Senval, lol, this is supportive in the best way. We are pushing you to push yourself and grow. Your subscribers seem to be the best kind of supportive friends, some might say. You guys are very supportive, to be honest. And yes, you're pushing me out of my comfort zone. I'm already out of my comfort zone. Can you all see my videos? You are very supportive, and I do appreciate it. This, like I've said before, like this channel is me so far out of my comfort zone. So far out of my comfort zone. And I do like the discomfort, but the fact that I'm like being uncomfortable, but also filming it so everyone else can see me like doing it as well is like a next level weirdness. But everyone is so supportive, and it does make me smile when you guys like on the videos, you know, see when I'm stressed out. Like I film so much, and I've just, you know, been, as you've seen, just being comfortable being like, here's me having a moment at the end of the day, and you guys are always so supportive, being like, hey man, like don't worry about it, or like, you know, you did a good job or whatever. It actually is really, really nice that you guys are so supportive, so I do appreciate it. Will Ty, if I had the money, I would hire Dual X or Drew Build stuff to build my box truck to RV conversion or tiny house. I feel like I've heard of Drew Build stuff, but I don't know who Dual X is. James M. Vanlife, me, I was going to be traveling, so I think, yes. Christopher, sorry, I was asking, is there a counter next to the shower or storage? Oh, sorry. Next to where the shower is my sink and plumbing, basically. So I built it so that I'll have to redo a video where I sort of explain what my thinking is, but it was going to be an extension of the kitchen countertop, so it goes all the way across, that flips up so that I can have the shower tray underneath, so it will look like a normal kitchen countertop with counter space on top of it, so I can prep and whatever. But when I want to use it as a shower, I flip up the countertop, open the little doors, open the little hatch, the cabinet above it, and it turns into a shower. Because I want to be able to use the space. I don't want to just have a permanent shower. I hate that in van builds, where it's like, where they're like, oh, this is our full shower, and it's like, that's great, you've got a full shower, but like, you only shower for, you know, you shower every day, you shower for 10-15 minutes, and using all that space for 10-15 minutes a day. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to have that space to, you know, put my little stovetop on or whatever it is. So I want to make sure that that space is also used for something else. That's why I put it off till last. Because yeah, it's just such a small amount of time. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it's basically, yeah. Sorry, Christopher. Like literally, the next thing you said is exactly what I what I was talking about. I saw somebody who had a full counter, but half of it folded up so they could have a shower. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do. Chris Cates, Unistrut, I guess you're talking about, is way cheaper than 80/20. Good to know. Hi, Kevin Gonzalez. Welcome in. Mark Bigford, I'm sitting here shaking my head vigorously like you can see me. Why are you shaking your head? Because I'm not wanting to do my own shower? or because I don't know what Unistrut is. James M, all thread nuts are really easy to use. Yeah, I am all for, especially now, I am all for easier building, especially during this final stage, because I'm busy. I'm very, very busy, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, I appreciate everyone's help getting this figured out. I'm gonna put my glasses on, sorry, I'm gonna look like a nerd. I appreciate everyone helping me figure this out, because I'm very new at this. I'm very new at this, and you guys know better than I do on what to do. So yeah, does anyone have any questions? Has anyone got any thing that they want to know about my experience so far, especially the building, now that I've got a bit of distance from the initial build? If you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will give you a very ill-informed answer to them. Or any other questions, I'm happy to answer them, especially on a Saturday night. I appreciate you all hanging out on a Saturday night. I'm too old to be going out to clubs and stuff on a Saturday. I am for I am. I want my shower space to have dual purposes or more. Yeah, exactly. You know, I really just want to. That's the one thing that I think I've learned in this van build is having multifunction is like absolute lifesaver. Everything that you can have that functions as something else, it is pretty much the only way to go with such a small space. Like, you really have to have it multifunction. Like, for example, the bench that I'm looking at is a bench, but it also is holding my fridge. It holds an extra water tank and some other stuff in there as well. But sometimes I do just sit on it and chill out. You know, things like that. Just making sure that you have multiple functions for stuff, because, you know, it's a small space. It is a very small space. The reason why I got, or I haven't confirmed it yet, but the reason why I would consider getting windows, because I don't necessarily have them, but if I did, it would be multifunction, because it would be some lights to be let in, but it would also be, you know, air passing through and stuff like that as well. Everything has to have multiple uses. So having a shower, but that space be able to use it as a countertop as well, you know, to hold, you know, chemical toilet, whatever it is. You just have to have multifunction with everything, really. Even like the sofa, all my power, all my batteries are in this sofa that I'm sat on right now. Dangerous? Yes. But useful? Yes. So yeah, multifunction is the way to go. It is the way to go. Will Ty, custom solar mounting system that vanlife Meow's friend designed, engineered, and manufactured for him is fire. I suggested to him that his friend should offer his custom design. Yeah, he definitely did, because he like 3D printed or something, some extra, like some special kind of like bolt kind of thingies. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Adventures with Super Dave. If you could put the outside shower next to the window, you could use the sprayer from the sink for an outside shower, and then you could use that inside space for storage. That, yes, that is true. However, I'm in Houston at this moment in time. If I showered outside, I would definitely be arrested. Or I would have someone beat the living crap out of me. So I probably won't do that. But yes, I do. I love the fact that people have outdoor showers, especially, you know, if you're in like Arizona or BLM land and stuff like that, for sure. Have you considered rinse kit? I am not sure on what rinse kit is. Because if you want an ultimate easy shower setup, that's something you could use inside or outside. I guess that's like a portable thingy, I guess. Christopher, even if you're new at this, you're doing it. I'm proud of you and envious at the same time. Thank you so much. That does mean a lot. I think there's very few times in my life that I'm proud of myself. Doing this, as janky as it is, I am proud of myself, because not because it's some super, not because it looks good. Like, in the grand scheme of the world, it is not an accomplishment in any way, shape, or form. However, relative to, for me, the difficulty to accomplishment, I am proud of myself, because I did it despite the fact that it was very, very stressful, and I was unprepared. So yes, I am proud of me. Thank you. Okay, I am for AM question. Would you do this again? A second build? You know what? I would. I actually would. I went through a little phase where I was like, I would never do this again. This was dumb. This was so stupid. But it's just the way that I built the truck out was not very efficient, and I should have had somewhere else that I could go to and stay in whilst I built it out. That was my biggest mistake. Everything compounded because I built it out. And the mistake I made, and it was a really big mistake, is when I was watching Nomad Brad, when he was, you know, and him building out his truck, it was all his recent videos that I watched, and he was always like, you know, I've just built it out as I've been in it. And in the back of my mind, it was like, well, if he can do it, but I forget the fact that he'd been doing it for 7 years. So he'd already built out a schoolie, you know, all this sort of stuff. He'd already done all of this stuff, you know. So it wasn't that I was like, well, if Nomad Brad can do it. It was just more like, oh, if someone else can do it, then, you know, it's doable. So therefore I can do it. And yes, I did do it, but it was, you know, it was not the best way to do it. So that would be the thing that had changed. So a second build, I would do a second build. It probably wouldn't be for a long time, I don't think. Unless I just got if I just got like a random windfall, if 100 grand just dropped out of the sky for no reason, and I had a bunch of, and I had like a month, I would probably park this up next to another U-Haul, and I would just do it, film every single second of it. I'd take the month off and I'd do it, but I would do it in a way, it would probably be very, very similar to this. But it would just be less janky. And then I would just do that. I would move into that truck. There was basically this truck, but done without all the jank. And then I would just sell this truck. That's what I would do. That's the thing. The only way that I would do a second build is to redo this the proper way, do it in the right order. And the only thing that I would, apart from the jank, the two things that I would change is I'd put thicker insulation in the walls, and I would change the order of which I would do stuff. So yes, I would do a second build, but it probably wouldn't be anytime soon. James, do you have any way to use the U-Haul ramp to get stuff into the van directly? A locking cat flap door above the ramp or something? I'm not 100% sure what you mean, but I still have the U-Haul ramp. I do have it, because basically when I cut wood, that's my workbench. So I've just been using it as a workbench. It takes up a lot of weight, I think, in the truck, but I've always found it useful. The way that it is, I can't use it to actually really roll anything up into the truck, because it just has, now the middle of the truck is the wall. So yeah, I can't use it as an actual ramp. Oh, that's the other thing that I would do if I did a second build, maybe even in this build, maybe, is I would redo the back door to the way that I wanted to do it originally, which was have a what's the word? Man, what is the word? I'm tired. Having rather than, at the moment my back doors open like this, I would do it like this, and have the word that I'm looking for, drop it in the chat, and the other thing that I'm looking for, drop that in the chat. So it opens up like that. I may do it at the end of this build, at the very, very end of this build, because I do not have the mini split on the back anymore, so I could just rip off my back door and redo it. It's a possibility, but that's what I would do in a second build, is I would redo the doors. Where are we? Mark, I just picked up a 30 by 60 shower pan. 30 by 60 shower pan for $20 on Marketplace. I'm putting a sliding glass door on the back as the back wall. I'm going to put the pan up against it, use teak slats in the bottom, toilet on the end. Oh, so you're using, like, how big is your truck? 30 by 60? 30 by 60? Because that is a lot of space. I wouldn't do that in here. I feel like it would take up a lot, but your priorities may be different. Yeah, I would not like to take up that much space in this 14 foot. Chris Cates, top camper van showers of 2023, 10 ingenious showers for your van. Oh yeah, sorry, I think, okay, you'll have to search YouTube for it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know whether you can drop links in chat. I feel like that's turned off. So sorry about that. The Carefree Highway, the shower room. Why is this not popping up? Carefree Highway, the shower in my truck camper was for storage. Use the tailgate for showers. Yeah, I think I think that's what a lot of showers get used for. Yeah. Oh, YouTube is giving me a weird error message. Let me know if you can still see me. Okay. Yeah, it still seems to be going okay. Rinse kit is a portable shower, hot water setup that has a pop-up tent. Oh, yeah. I've seen that. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. How much is it? Adventure with Super Dave. Nomad Brad is building his 5th truck right now. Remember that, and he is not running a business at the same time. He has a business, but not full-time, 60 hours a week job. Yeah, that is true. He has a lot of experience. But yeah, I've learned a lot from Nomad Brad for sure. Deck is the word I was looking for. So yeah, clamshell style deck on the bottom and awning, not an awning, whatever that is, on the top. Yeah, sorry that you can't put links in the chat. Next time, I think I turned it off just because I turned the chat on, so you don't have to be a subscriber to be able to drop in the chat, and I was like, I'm just gonna not allow links just to see what the vibe is. Will Ty, on a second build, would you use the rooftop AC or a mini split? I've heard the roof mount models are not very efficient. You know what? I'm gonna debunk some stuff right now. From my understanding, I am not an expert in any way, shape or form. However, I personally have experienced a mini split unit and the new 12/24 volt rooftop units. I have personally experienced both. Few people, few people have experienced both. I have got to tell you that in my experience, I'm not trying to shit on anyone, in my experience, they are very, very similar in efficiency. I think what it is that the old RV rooftop units that don't have the inverter, is that the word I'm looking for? They don't have the variable power, so it's basically on, full or off. That is the old style RV things. They are not very efficient. They run off AC power. They basically, the compressor is basically on or off, so you're either on full or on zero. They are not efficient. This one that I have, efficiency wise, sometimes I feel like it's actually more efficient than the mini split, but it's very, very similar. So this whole idea of it's not very efficient, I think is based on the old RV rooftop units. That is still my experience. I am not an expert in any way, but it is my experience based on having both. The reason why I just get a lot of people who jump in with a comment and like, oh my god, you should have stuck with a mini split. That's so dumb. To answer the question, on a second build, if I would use the rooftop or the mini split, 100%, 95% sure that I would use the rooftop unit because it works best for me. It's the center of my build. So when I'm sat at my desk, which is where I am 90% of the day, it blows directly on me. It's not blowing from the other side of the room. I'm not sort of stood up trying to figure it out. It is blowing directly on me. I would get the rooftop unit. It's more stealth as well. The one thing that I think if you do want to do stealth, obviously it's not 100% stealth, but having a mini split on the back, that's less stealth than Windows, I think. In hindsight, I think. So yeah, I would get the rooftop unit. I'm very happy with it. And, you know, I'm in Houston, Texas, so I've definitely been having both units, the mini split and this one, on very, very high all the time, and this rooftop unit is being great. So yeah, that's just my opinion, my experience, and there's a lot of people that will tell you that you're dumb for not having a mini split. Don't listen to them. Just do whatever you feel is right for you. That would be my advice. But mini splits can be, you can get bigger, higher BTU mini splits. But yeah, for me, you're kind of like, it gets a little bit frustrating because like, ultimately you're arguing about like, what's like you're arguing about pennies. You know, sometimes people drop in on comments and jump in. They're like, oh my God, you should have done XYZ because, you know, for price. And it's like, well, yeah, but there's like a $10 difference, you know, on something or whatever it is. And it's like, well, I could have done, but then I would have had to like drive to Home Depot. And to be honest, I'd rather just do it this way. So yeah, I don't like for some people, like getting everything at the cheapest possible is really important. But for me, I've had the luxury to not have to always get the cheapest thing, or the most, you know, hyper efficient or whatever it is. Yeah, I just don't like arguing over like, you know, 50 watts difference. It's like, who gives a shit, really? If this runs at 350 and the mini split runs at 300, like I've stopped caring about that sort of stuff. Especially when now like I've got so much electrical and stuff going on. Now I'm just like, how do I get more solar on my roof? That is more important to me. That is where I'm like, okay, that's where I want to be hyper efficient, because it has the upstream, you know, impact on everything. You know, how can I get more solar on my roof, more electricity into this truck, so that I can just turn on everything on full. Okay, sorry, bit of a ramble. I'm gonna go for another like 20 minutes. I think I'll stop at like 9:30 Central. So 31 viewers. Hey everyone, just for those of you who dropped by and are new, say hi in the chat. We are friendly, despite the fact that you probably joined on a little rant of mine, but we are friendly. My name's Chris. I am still converting a ex-uHaul box truck into a work and living space. I live in it full time. I'm currently on the grid, plugged in, but I've not always done that. I have stealth camped a fair amount, and yeah, we're just talking about building today, mainly the building side of things, because I'm back building again. Senval, the 3.5 gallon Rinskit Pro and heater, 614 right now on Rinskit site. I don't know whether I want to spend $600 on a temporary shower. I don't know. I'd have to have a look at it. Green Acres Bloom. Hey, my son recently bought an EcoFlow AC/heater for his Scamp camper. I don't know what a Scamp camper is, but I love the name of it. It sounds cool as hell. The specs look good, but he's not truly tested it yet. It's not a rooftop. Oh yeah, I've seen those little, like, with the tubies coming in and out. I had a Green Acres Bloom. I had a lot of stress with my mini split. And when I was at my peak stress, I was considering getting something very, very similar to that. So yeah, let me know if it works out. I'd be interested in seeing. I feel like AC now is getting better and better and better. And to be honest, the mini splits, the rooftop units that we're looking at now, years time, I feel like we're going to be getting like these hyper efficient, compact, whatever things that will blow all of this stuff out of the water. So, James M, I wish someone would make a mini split that you can mount flat for under the truck, a real mini split, not the trucker ACs. I agree. I think someone is missing a trick there. A proper mini split that is mounted underneath. I think truckers would want that as well, to be honest. But yeah, for van lifers, if they made this rooftop unit, if they made it in a way that it could be mounted underneath, they would make a bunch of money. I saw a new type of mini split that is like has these like tubes to these vents. It was very weird. And it was like $800. I think it's on Amazon, but I'd never seen it before. Super interesting. The only thing is it runs off AC, not DC, and it looked like the AC power wasn't great on it, but it was like 13,000 BTU. That's right? 13,000 BTU, and it had like vents that you could direct anywhere. Super interested in that. One problem with rooftop AC is loss of solar real estate. Undermount mini split prices are dropping. Yeah, rooftop AC, you do lose the roof real estate. Having said that, for me, at the very least, I just move my solar panels back and I can still fit everything up there. I would probably recommend you to have a max fan anyway, or something similar, which would take up the 14 inches space. So yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's true. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, I mean, there's always like, there's a million different ways I could have done this build differently. I try not to live in the past. Carl, was Texas the first state you moved to from England? If so, how was your fish out of water experience? Some YouTubers, all they do is compare life across the pond. Yeah, I guess I don't really do that much in my videos. Really? Maybe I should do a little bit more. I think because I lived in Texas and have been around Texans for a while, so I'm kind of used to Texas in general. Yeah, Texas was the first state I moved to from England. The initial experience, the one thing that I would say is that I thought Texas was going to be like cactuses and desert. Someone fucking lied about that. Like, Texas is not like that at all. I don't know where I got that idea from. I don't know why. I guess like cartoons told me that. That's a lie. Texas is not like that at all. So that was interesting. Seeing real, actual unironic cowboys, people unironically wearing Stetsons, that is wild. That is really wild. Like rodeo, I mean, rodeo, a lot of people are in costume, but like the one experience that I had in Austin, a friend of mine, he passed away quite recently, but we went to a dive bar in Austin, and it was the shittiest bar. And I went to the urinal, went to the bathroom, and this guy came in, proper, like 100% cowboy. And he was at a urinal, I was at a urinal, and he looked me in the eye. He broke the rule. Guys know this. There's one rule in the urinal that you do not break. And that is, do not look another man in the eye at the urinal. And this cowboy, of all people, broke that rule. And he looked me dead in the eye and he said, "Howdy." And on one hand, I was like, he broke the rule. This is unacceptable. Like, how dare you? There's a decorum in the toilets. But the other half of me was like, a fucking real life cowboy just said howdy to me. Like, that's the most exciting thing I think I've ever experienced. So there I was in dual minds at this urinal. And I was just like, this is crazy. I didn't say anything back to him. You know, I washed my hands. I went outside. I phoned my dad and I was like, Dad, never guess what just happened to me. Taking a piss and a cowboy just said howdy to me. So yeah, that was weird and very very fun. So yeah, Texas is interesting. The United States is very interesting. I'll probably talk about it more, especially when I do a bit more traveling in the truck. I'll probably give a bit more of my English perspective on the idiosyncrasies, the oddness of the United States in general. I think most Americans know that the States is an odd place. Will Ty, how much education is required to do the remote job that you do? I think you said video editing. Have you been with that company a long time? And do they find / give you work to do? How to find remote work? It's hard. I don't really talk about the work that I do for my business very much, because it's, most people would be like, as soon as I would say it, 99% of people would be like, what the hell is that? And then there would be more explaining to do. So I don't really go into it much. And I feel kind of bad because I know that, like, you know, people want to do the nomad life to do like remote work and stuff like that. So I just feel like there's so much explaining to do with it, and I don't want to like dismiss people like as well, but I will explain it one time. But one thing that I would say is that for most of my career, I've done video production work, video editing, motion graphics, podcast editing, all sorts of stuff like that. That's what I've done for most of my life. It probably doesn't look like that in my videos. Like, my videos are like the worst edited videos. The footage is terrible. This channel is not reflective of my capabilities in any way. But yeah, what I would say is for video production work, remote is more common than not if you want to be freelance. And my advice would be, if you want to get started with it, find a local company, do a couple of free gigs for them, film some stuff, film some little clips for them, edit them together to get your foot in the door, and then say, hey, I want to do this more. How about you pay me a little bit for it? And then over time, you can have more extended breaks away from that company. If you do like a lot of filming and then bugger off for like 3 or 4 weeks traveling while you're doing the editing, that would be a good way of transitioning into more remote work while still being tied to like one company. That would be my advice on how you could do it, work on the road video production wise. So that's the best I can sort of give without giving sort of details on what I do. So I apologize for not giving like full details. There's also like a personal element to it as well. Like, I know that I give quite a lot of my life on this channel, but there's a lot that I also don't give. You know, 90% of my life is not filmed. So yeah, I kind of try and keep work separate from this buildy kind of channel, for now at least. I think all things, Christopher Walters, I think one of the cool things for you is no matter what you choose to do, you can always change it and we'll know whether you want to do it again. Yeah, that's the best thing about this, is that like it's sorry, brain fart then, is that I can change any of this. Like living in a rental, and sometimes unlike living in a house, like if you live in a house and you like build a house out, yes, you can change it, but I feel like it's a lot more, it's a lot more investment in a house. I don't know, it's a bit different. Carl, truckers use an auxiliary power unit that runs off diesel or batteries. Oh right, I did not know that. About $8,000 has inverter, power, heat, air conditioning. Oh right, that makes sense. That makes sense. James M, my side is cactus and desert. Okay, so there is parts of Texas that is cactus and desert. That's good to know. Texas is so large that there are lots of different biomes. Green Acres Bloom, are you a gamer by any chance? I rarely hear the word biome outside of gamer language. But yeah, I guess Texas is Texas, I believe, is 3.5 times the size of the UK. So that is also pretty wild to me as a Brit. James M. The movie Bernie with Jack Black has a funny map of the regions of Texas. Pretty accurate. Interesting. I feel like I've seen that movie. It's just like dramatic role, right? Senval, gotta head out. Okay, Senval, thank you for joining us. He's an OG, or he or she. I never know gender. Or they, then. They are an OG. So have a great night, Senval. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. This has been a fun stream. I've got another 10 minutes. Any other questions or insults? Don't drop insults in the chat. No. But any other questions, comments, thoughts? Drop them in the chat. My question to you guys is, I like hanging out on Saturdays. It's fun. So I think I probably will do it weekly. But I wanted to have a bit more of a topic-y theme, which is why I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some help from you guys on how to build this. But so I'd probably like to change the topic a little bit. So if you guys have any like topics that you like to do, at one point I will be doing a cooking stream. I definitely have a plan for that. So that will be one that I'll be doing once my kitchen's done. I'll probably do a building stream. It would have to be something that can be built at nighttime. Yeah, but yeah, let me know what sort of types of streams you would like to do. I'll probably do a gaming stream as well, which will probably annoy everyone. But yeah, so I want to switch it up a little bit. I still obviously dip into chat and stuff, but it'll be fun to have some other stuff to do at the same time whilst we're chatting. Will Ty, is your job safe from the coming AI revolution? You know, sometimes I'm like, wow, AI is like crazy. It's going to take up all these jobs. And then other times I'm like, no, AI is a kind of it's still going to be a bit of a bubble. A lot of AI is still just like very, very good autocorrect. And it's useful. But every time I'm like, whoa, this is wild that AI is capable of this. There's so many other stories of like the same really good AI just generating absolute tripe. So sometimes I'm like, wow, AI is scary, crazy. And the other times I'm like, AI is fundamentally flawed. So I don't know. Is my job safe from the coming AI revolution? Your prediction is as good as mine. We'll see what happens. But the AI has some benefits and a lot of flaws, unfortunately. Is housing in the UK as crazy expensive as it's gotten here in the US? Yes, it is. It's probably more expensive. In fact, it is more expensive. The reason why is that in the UK, a lot of the land is already owned by lords and other noble people, and they rent out the land to the poorer people, and it has been that way for a long time. So also there's limited space, so when you buy a house in the UK, you're usually buying a house that is old as shit, and you're paying a lot of money for it, and they don't really build new houses very often. So yeah, it's very expensive. I'd think a video editor business channel would do well. I'm not sure what that is. Green Acres Bloom, I do play games. Busted. Yeah, I mean, use the word biome. You're definitely a gamer. You're a gamer or a scientist. Night to the people who are leaving. Cat Answer, good night. Good morning. James M, I do web dev and online marketing, so it's very similar for me. Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I want to make that very clear. I'm very fortunate to have the business that I run, to do what I do. I do work very hard at it, but you know, I am still privileged to be able to do that. It has not when you run your own business, it's the stability is not always there. So I'm very fortunate for it to be very stable at the moment. And I'm working hard to make sure that it is continually stable, and we'll see what the future holds. Maybe it will get taken over by AI. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. But either way, we'll all keep living. Carl, I moved from Ohio to Texas, and I also had to phone home about what I saw. Oh, about about just Texas in general. Yes. Wombat74, important question. Who's your football team? Round ball. Yes, that actual football. Soccer to the Americans. My football team is Everton. My dad is a Liverpool supporter, so I'm definitely the disappointment of the family. But I'm an Everton supporter. My London team it's probably Arsenal, to be honest. James F, you have a stove top but not an oven, correct? I have a oh man. My brain is mush right now. I have a pull it together, Chris. Oh man. I have a stovetop. The electric-y one, the magnetic-y one. What's it called? I have one of them. I have an air fryer. Man, that's hilarious. I have an air fryer as well, and I have a I think I showed last week my pressure cooker thingy as well. Wow, my brain is going. Okay, 5 more minutes and then I will probably have to head off because my brain is jelly. Thanks for sharing this part of your life with us. I'm grateful. I'm learning a lot from you. Thank you. That means a lot. Don't learn anything from me. I don't know anything. I don't know shit. Learn from experts, but thank you. What games do you play? That's a good question. The games that I am very much, I like retro gaming, to be honest, just because it's more immediate. A lot of modern games, not all modern games, but a lot of modern games are like, you've got to build like a skill tree and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I just kind of want to pick up something and just play it. The one game that I love, that is perfect for my ADHD brain, is The Binding of Isaac. I have put a lot of hours into Binding of Isaac, so I love that. But yeah, I mean, like on my last video, I was playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. So yeah, I play a variety of stuff. To be honest, I haven't played video games in a long time because I've been so busy with the business, yada yada. Sorry, it's becoming a very boring thing that I'm talking about, but I'm getting back to gaming and I want to do more gaming that helps me switch my mind off. So I'm trying to dip into more modern games as well as some retro gaming as well. So yeah, all sorts. What about you guys? How many of you lot are video gamers? I would be definitely interested to know. I go back and forth on if AI will take a lot of jobs. I lean towards like computers were going to take all jobs but ended up just making more. Yeah, I mean, long term, my tinfoil hat, the tinfoil hat part of me is long term that we are heading towards a post-work society. I don't think we'll see it in our lifetime, but I think it will definitely head there. And that's going to be interesting. Because I think at some point there will be a switch where, we'll have to rely on renewable energy. So everything will be solar generated, and I think prices for creating food and stuff will be cheaper. And I just don't think jobs will be there long term. And then we're gonna have to figure out what to do with ourselves, because there's gonna be like, it's gonna be like Alien. By the way, watch Alien Earth, the series Alien Earth, where it's gonna be like Aliens, where there's like 5 corporations running the world and everyone else is like, fucking hell. But I think we're just gonna like just not have jobs. That's my tinfoil hat conspiracy for the night. Blockchain and AI is my wheelhouse. I've always embraced new tech, and I'm in my 60s, retired in my 50s. Awesome. You know what? Like I think I speak I'm quite critical of blockchain and AI and crypto and stuff. Part of it is because I don't fully understand it, so it's partly my ignorance. The other part of it is also the amount of scams that always ends up on stuff like this. Like, there's a lot of AI just crap, just absolute crap. Like, if you put AI in your business model, same with blockchain 5 years, 10 years ago, you put blockchain in your business model, oh my God, you get all these angel investors. So with a lot of this new tech, they put it in their name, they shoehorn it into what they do, they get a bunch of investment, and then the bubble bursts. So I get skeptical about that sort of side of things. But, you know, nothing is completely useless. Blockchain, AI, there's a use for it. I'm just on the sidelines looking in. We'll see what happens with it. I use biome and I'm a scientist. I'm a biologist to work with a group. Right, okay. I've got some smart people in the chat. Good work. Induction. Thank you, Green Acres Bloom. It's an induction cooktop. That is what my my brain was trying to say. Yeah. Oh, Chris. The games I like so. Yeah, I just haven't had time for games, so I like something that I can pick up, jump in, play for 30 minutes without having to think about what I'm doing. Just jump in, play, and then stop. Kerbal Space Program. I've not played it, but I definitely think I would enjoy it. Oh, I've not played any of those. I have heard of Subnautica. Yeah, Kerbal, I think I would enjoy. Post-labor economics. We have either a dystopian or abundance future ahead of us. 100% agree. It's a coin flip at this moment, but let's see what happens. Wow, what a note to end on. We're either going to be in a dystopia or a abundance future. Yes, I'm still an optimist in general. So I think that I believe in humanity. A lot of people don't, but I believe in humanity. So despite the shakeups that happen, we pull together at the right moments. So we'll see. We will see that happen when things get a little bit worse. I think people will pull together, for sure. Listen, guys. Thank you so much for a fun stream. Thank you for the super chats as well. That's super generous. I will invest that wisely in some fun projects to do. And yeah, let me know what topics you want to do for next Saturday. And we'll have a fun stream. Can you tell that I've been working all day? My motor functions are not functioning motorally now. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I really enjoyed doing hangouts on Saturdays. So yeah, think of what you would like to do next stream, and we'll have a co-activity while streaming, and we'll figure out something fun there. So maybe some video games. Maybe that's an easy one to start with. But yeah, thank you for joining, guys. Honestly, I really appreciate you hanging out, all your support, all your nice comments and stuff, and hearing about you guys and your builds as well that you're doing, and what you get up to. I feel like we've got like such a nice little community at the moment. I'm really enjoying it, and I appreciate all of you. So for now, I am going to clock out. Speak to you guys very, very soon. Thank you all. Good night. Adieu. Sleep well, or have a great day.